Yes, I am back. I am back. The rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. And no, I did not have the coronavirus. I think I was tested for that maybe around 2.5 months ago. So, there's a lot to talk about today. There's a lot to talk about. What a journey I've been on. And I just want to say, I'm still not 100% right, but I think I'm strong enough to do the show now, which I wasn't even a couple of days ago. I got up this morning, I made the decision, I'm like, I think I can do the show today. So that's why I'm here, and I want to give a big explanation about what kind of happened and get really into all the details of it. And before I begin, I just want to thank all of you guys. This is the bit that is shocking to me and was unexpected. So, as you know, I had pneumonia. And just as I was getting over the pneumonia, it kind of got worse in a stranger sense of the way. And it had been about a month at that point, and I hadn't made a video. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he goes, "You have to make a video saying where you are and what's happened to you." And I'm like, "Oh God, no! I'm too sick. I don't want to make a video that I'm sick." I'm like, "That I've never done that. 12 years of doing the show, I've never had to make a video saying I'm not here for a while, or I'm sick, or anything like that. Never had to do that before, and I didn't want to start there." And he's like, "If you don't do the video, people are going to think that you abandoned the channel, or you don't care." And you said, "Oh, screw it." And I was like, "I don't want that." Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll make a video. And the one thing that I didn't want to do by making a video was fish for sympathy. I didn't want any sympathy. I didn't want any of that. I just wanted to tell people where I was at that point. And I wasn't very good. So I made the video and I thought, okay, a few people will see it and people who like the show will tune in. I didn't think it would hit like 91,000 views, that 91,000 people would come in and find out I was sick. It was so weird for me because I've never done a video like that before. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all of the comments. And here's something that I do want to say is that when I was in the worst of it all, I could only sit like this. I still have a hard time laying down even now. I'm breathing a little bit still. But I could only sit like this for a long time. I want to say that I read over 3,000 comments. I did that. I spent a few days, and what a journey that was into itself. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe all of the comments and well wishes, and I can't say it enough. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, I was reading about so many other people's, some ailments that they've been dealing with, or family members have been dealing with, other people who've gotten sick in their families. And I am not an overly emotional person. I don't I'm not always like crying or anything like that, breaking down. But I was genuinely getting choked up all of the time, reading all of these comments by all of you. So I want to say to all of you, thank you. And it really, I couldn't believe that I was going to get comments like that. And I couldn't believe the well wishes. It made me feel so surreal. And so I can never show my appreciation enough. But it gave me something to focus on, that I really need to come back and do the show. I really need to come back and do the show because I love it. And it seemed to me in a weird way that a lot of you do too. And it was really weird of a moment to kind of go, oh my God, because sometimes I feel like I'm just making this show for myself, and I definitely do make it for myself. But the people that, enjoy it as well, I mean, and really, care about it, I just want to say, wow. I am humbled for 1,000 years. I am. So let's go back to the beginning. Is that during Christmas time, probably December 19th, 20th, I all of a sudden got this cough and it wouldn't go. And I was coughing for like a month, and really badly too. I mean, when I was a younger guy, I had asthma. And as you know, 12 years ago, I smoked cigarettes, and I quit all of that stuff, obviously. But, and I'm not saying, it could be worse or better for that. I just got a bad case of pneumonia. And there was moments where I was in a really dark place with it because I was here and the weather was terrible. It was dark every day. I couldn't do anything. And I'm the kind of person where, you know me on the show, I have a lot of energy. And I'm even in my life outside of doing the show, I'm doing 1,000 things at the same time. I just countless energy. So to get a guy who's like that, I'm putting him in a body of a person who can't. It was like a prison for my mind. And I felt like I was going crazy. I felt like I was going nuts because I wanted to do all this stuff and I couldn't. And so I kept waiting for it to get over it, And here's something that I want to say, and I don't want to say this to sound dramatic. And I didn't tell Kim until around 2 weeks ago because I didn't want to freak her out. There was a moment during all of the coughing, like we're talking a month into it, where there was one moment where I was coughing so much that I couldn't catch a breath. I couldn't get a breath. I was just cough. So I went to grab the sliding door to open it up to get some more air. Psychologically, you just feel you need more air. And I opened it up. I'm still coughing, and I couldn't catch my breath. And I just started to go really lightheaded, and I was like, in my life, I've never felt like this before. I've never had a moment like this where I thought, this is it. This is it for me. This is how I'm going to go out. Yeah, I really thought my lungs had just, and I was done for. And it was really weird. I didn't have one of those moments where everything flashed before my eyes or anything like that. I just kind of had that moment, and I'm going to use a line out of The Matrix to describe it. I was just like, not like this. Not like this. Because I just thought, not like this. And all of a sudden I was able, a bit later to get a breath, a small one, and go, oh. And I'm telling you, I was sweating. I was so like, oh my God. And yeah, the fever that I even had to begin with was so ridiculous. You want to hear something? This is a crazy bit of the fever that I had for the first 3 days. And I want to say again, I got tested for the coronavirus. It didn't have it. Nothing like that. Just had pneumonia. But there was a moment in the first 3 days that I was hallucinatory with the fever. It was so bad that at one point I looked up at the mantle in the living room, and I swear to God there was a giant praying mantis for a moment. I'm like, what the, I was just pouring with sweat, then I was freezing cold. I mean, it was surreal. So went on a hell of a journey, and then it became close to my birthday, and I invited Rob over, and I was a shadow of my former self, to quote Resident Evil, because I'm trying to have a good time with Rob, but I had no energy. But I was taking antibiotics at that point. I thought, I'm going to get over this. I'm getting over this. I'm just, type of thing. I was trying to do some things to seem like I was normal, but I wasn't. And then that's when it got really bad. 2 days later was my birthday, and I was in the hospital, having every single test in the world done. Having a look at lungs and all of that stuff. And then, everything came back. I was fine, but I just done a lot of residual damage to my lungs, and it takes a long time sometimes to heal from pneumonia. And so that's some of the things that have happened. And then I was just exhausted, and I had no interest in things. So a lot of people said, oh, you must have watched a lot of movies and things like that. It's like, I didn't really have the attention span because I was so sick. I didn't feel like watching a movie. I didn't have because I'd be watching a movie or something, and I'd be like, oh man, I can't breathe. And I'd have to kind of move. And I was just like, stuff like that. It was like really difficult breathing. I couldn't lay down at all. I still can't lay down properly on my side. I can't lay on my back still to this day, and all that. And so my breathing is a little bit tough, but I'm back. And I just want to say that it feels good. I feel so good in this spot. It feels so therapeutic to me, and it feels where I should be. Now, I do this show because it's a passion of mine. I love this show because, and I can explain why. When I was a young guy and I would play a video game, I didn't have the internet. So I'd be like freaking out to my friends and go, oh my God, you can play this game. I was a crazy person. I was trying to change, turn everybody onto the religion of video games. And I never had an outlet for that, where I got older and I found an outlet for my enthusiasm of the passion of games. and it's been really, really good. It's been really therapeutic for me over the years, and it's really been a good spot for me to be in. And so that kind of brings us to this moment. What's going to happen going forward? Where at this point right now, I'm putting out this video. I'm going to put out another video in a week. I'm going to do this slow. I'm going to move back into it slowly. I'm going to do, hear this out, a new game stuff episode. And it seems like I just put one out, but remember one thing. I gotta explain this. Realistically, that is 2.5 months ago. I can't believe it. I've never had anything like this happen on the show. Maybe I'm late by maybe a week. That's about it. So I've had a bunch of things arrive and things I've been trying out, and I'm like, man, oh man. And because I filmed the other new game stuff episode before Christmas, for January 1st when I put it out, so to buy myself a little bit of time off. And little did I know that that'd be the next episode, because it's been that long between them. So I'll have a lot of fun getting into that lot of stuff to talk about. So got to get a little bit more energy back inside of myself for that one. But guys, I can't say enough like how much I want to thank you for your patience and for sticking around and for your enthusiasm for the show and some other great things to look forward to. I'm going to have Kim back on. We're going to talk about some games we've been playing. I'm going to have Rob on for games that we've been playing. There's a lot of different episodes like that, and I've got so many episodes planned and all that. So we're going to start slow and we're going to build back into it, because originally my plan was to come into 2020 with a vengeance and with a fury, and that just didn't happen. And it's been weird because, again, I've done the show for 12 years and I never miss a week. I think maybe once or twice in there I'd missed a week. But in 12 years, never anything has ever happened to me like this. And I hope, knock on wood, I hope it doesn't happen to me again. And I really want to say this for everybody out there, no matter what age you are, and I know there's so many different people, watching the show with different ages, I want to say that don't take your health for granted. And I'm not sounding preachy here, I'm really not meaning to. But because I've gone through such a terrible health, concern, problem, thing I've been dealing with, it's made me realize how much we take health for granted, isn't it? We really do. Every day we're like, superheroes, going about our everyday lives and acting like, it's easy and all that. It's weird when your health is kind of taken away from you and you can't do those things and you appreciate them. And then you're very appreciative of people who can do them on a daily basis. I mean, don't take your health for granted. Really enjoy your time and everything with all of your friends. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate my friends and family even more than I already did. And I already had a love for life, but I have a greater love for life now and a greater appreciation for health and well-being for everybody. I mean, for everyone out there. And as I said again, when I read all those comments, a lot of you talking about family members that had gone through a lot of different things, my heart went out to all of you. Big time. Sorry, I was getting choked up. I was actually, I'm not used to talking this long. I'm not used to doing episodes. It's been that amount of time. But I mean, all those people who mentioned all those things that they've gone through and with their families, it's just heartbreaking. And I mean, I tell you, let's live for today and enjoy today together for sure, because I'm back and it feels really good to be back. And I can't wait to do some future episodes that are coming up very soon. So anyways, guys, until next time.